Tell me what you do for a living.
I promote and run sex parties
Okay.
for mature adults, people who have a liberated frame of mind when it comes to matters sexual. It would have been known as swingers. It's a bit of a dated word. Its connotations don't apply to the people I deal with. They're a fun-loving bunch of people who come from all walks of life. The makeup is 50-50 foreign nationals and Irish.
Yeah.
Average age group mid-30s, climbing. The process is you contact us via our websites, the only way you can get us at this moment. You make contact by email or you ring the number and we take the call, and the process is, if it's your first time, you got to prepay. It's €95 per couple. You pay it to our bank. We send you our bank account details. As soon as the bank receives the money, we recognise the booking is valid. And after midday on Fridays, the texts go out to all the participants telling them where they got to meet, where they've got to come to, at what time. And when they get there, they ring me and I direct them to the apartment or the hotel, depending on.
What do you say to somebody who's kind of, is they're coming along to the party and they're feeling very nervous, they're feeling that guilt is in there about doing something like this? What you were saying, you kind of settle them down at the start of the party. What do you say to people?
Well, the essential thing you have to tell them, you stress, is that they don't have to take part in anything. They can watch as much as they want. They can be voyeurs for the night. They can wander about the apartment or the suite, and they don't have to take part in anything. If they're uncomfortable about anything, I will be there to deal with it.
Okay.
But it never happens that they come and say, listen, we prefer to leave. As they arrive, I meet them and greet them. I have a hostess. She's a Brazilian girl. She's great for taking the pressure off me, talking to them, and especially where the lady's concerned. It's much better having a girl explain the nuances of what goes on.
Okay.
She's a hostess up to a point, and then she becomes a participant.
Okay.
Because she finishes work at 1 o'clock, she doesn't go home. She's got the goo in her, so she goes. She takes part as well. It's well, just to emphasise, everything's consensual. We have voyeurism is a big part of it. Some of the guys are quite happy to see the proceedings. In a lot of cases, they're there to live out fantasy. Like a lot of guys' fantasy would be to experience the women having sex with each other. So that's, there's a lot of that. We find that some of the girls arrive with absolutely no intention of engaging with another girl. They're there for the heterosexual experience. But I think all women are bi-curious to a degree. And depending on how bi-curious they are, the parameters drop as the night goes on and they take part most of the time. Very few women actually don't take part. They try it out and they generally like it. Some of them embrace it with gusto and do it, come back for more, and some of them do it as a once-off and say, well, that was interesting. It's different with the guys. They've no interest in each other at all, and but I think women have they have a different outlook when it comes to engaging with each other. I think there's more of a touchy-feely, soft and Prosecco moment about it,
So obviously there's the awkwardness for the first, like going to any house party or getting to know anybody, and especially in a room full of strangers. Talk to me about the warming up process, I suppose, before I start imagining how it would work.
Well, the warming up process is basically initiated by regulars. They don't hang about too long. The newbies tend to be a bit nervous. They certainly don't initiate the proceedings. The regulars do. But once they start, and that's it. The warming up process is over. They're in, and the people themselves are like they're a very nice bunch of people. They're very intelligent. They have a great outlook on life. They have a great disposition towards enjoying themselves. They know exactly what they want in terms of enjoying themselves, and it makes for a great atmosphere in the party anyway. Like we would have some of them would be dancing. We had a bunch of Brazilians dancing naked here 2 weeks ago. It was quite interesting. All girls, and they were doing the salsa, and they were teaching each other how to. So it was very interesting. a couple ring me to book, it's usually the woman. Out of 10 inquiries I would get, 8 of them will be the woman representing the couple. You get the guys in some cases. Now, guys will do anything to get to the party, so they ring me up and say, myself, my wife will be there on Saturday, and da. Saturday comes, she couldn't make it, but I'm here now myself. No. No. Like, you know, you get the guys, they try everything. Like they prepaid, they joined the club, right? They paid their 95. Him and her are coming in, da. And then he rings and says, it's so here, and I'm there now. I'm at the pub, or the club, or the bar. Unfortunately, Sheila couldn't make it. But anyway, no. Good luck. They try anything. You have no idea. Guys turn up, you know. Anyway, that's the thing. Is just getting back to the point that the
women rule the show.
Women rule the show.
Yeah, I was even having a chat with somebody recently who was kind of going, well, men just go on about it, whereas women maybe just keep it to themselves a bit more discreet.
Well, okay, I'll tell you something else. We have part of our service, which I didn't mention, is a thing called the Perfume Garden.
Okay.
It's for women only.
Okay.
Who want to explore their curiosity when it comes to matters bisexual or lesbian, whatever. They wouldn't be lesbians, they would be women, wives, mothers, who have seen a film, they've read an article, they're looking at the stars doing it. Looks interesting. And we are the only conduit for them to meet outside of going to the likes of the George and the Front Lounge. They can come through us to a quiet apartment, which we will provide them with Prosecco and the music and the candles, and no men. My hostess will go there, she'll look after them. They pay a small fee, and 8 to 10 of them will be there for 2 or 3 hours, and that's it. In my opinion, and you know, I think anybody that has a completely closed mind to it, that's entirely up to them. The mind is closed for many reasons. It could be religion, could be you know, the thought of being discovered, the thought of bumping into a neighbour at one of our parties, the thought of what would the family do, what would the family say if they found out. But I think if you were to scrape away all the veneers of why they're not going to do it, break them down one by one, you will arrive at the point where they may say, well, I'd probably try it once. When you get to that point, that's it. But in my opinion, it's the rejection of the concept of a liberated lifestyle is based upon fear. It's based upon all sorts of taboos like religion and all of that. Me personally, at my age and whatever else, it's not something I would broach with my wife. But I mean, but I could see where it would be no problem. You know, we don't talk about it. I don't tell her what happens at the parties. She doesn't really want to know.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like it doesn't interfere with our own personal lives as such. It's purely business, purely financial, you know. But I think there's like, I met a girl only on Tuesday this week at 10 o'clock in the morning in a coffee shop. She was paying for herself and her partner. This is typical. She didn't want to lodge into the bank, even though we have a benign name on the bank account, like parking space, so that's what shows up on the bank statement. You know?
Yeah, okay,
That's the name of the bank account we have. So she was representing her partner. She's actually 40 years of age, quite stunning, down at city centre Dublin, and she'd worked close by, so it was at 10 o'clock her coffee break. She paid me, she told me straight up what she wanted, and I told her she wanted to know, will it happen? I said, absolutely, guaranteed.
And what was it?
She wanted to have sex with 2 or 3 guys at the one time. Okay. You know, I said to her, now if you'd like to try a girl, not really, no, I just like the idea. Like, some of this stuff is kind of quite heavy.
Yeah.
I do get a lot of couples looking for specific things. They are legal, but they can be a bit.
And could we a couple of examples, just we'll
a couple of examples would be, here's a picture of my wife in her nude. We're looking for 5 guys. Can you arrange a gangbang?
Okay.
Wow. Get a lot of that.
Any other examples like that? That one?
it would be bukkake is what is the term for it. Like it's a woman or two with 6 or 8 guys, all
Okay.
multiple penetrations big with them.
Does it blend into an orgy? Does it become that, or at the end of the night? Does it? Where it's 3
Absolutely.
weeks, it does.
It's brilliant. It's so funny. You see everything. Just when they know it's coming up to 3 o'clock, and I don't. They can stay there till 5.
Yeah.
I don't care. Once the fizz is still in the bottle.
Yeah.
When I see the fizz going out of the bottle, and they're struggling for energy or struggling for, I just say, "Come on, lad, let's go." It's time to go.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but when they see when they see the bewitching hour approaching, they now know they've one last chance to do what they didn't do all night.
Okay.
And that they all go for it then, you know.
Wow.
And you go, you will have like 2 or 3 girls engaged with each other, but the partner of one of the girls is engaged with one of the other girls, and this is going on. And at that point in time, you will see penetration because they're just gone hell for leather.
It's frenzied a little bit. Or not is that the wrong? But how does it? Well, we read somewhere about. There has to be a kind of a structure to an orgy in a way. That's a ridiculous thing to ask. In the sense, whilst it's chaotic, how does it not get out?
Yeah, no, no. It's a great question. It's frenzy is the wrong word. It is slightly chaotic, but I would have to. That's a point where I keep a close eye on things, because some guys would be sneaking to do something that the other people wouldn't like him to do, or like some of it can be quite graphic, and I say none of that, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And he goes, yeah, that's okay, but it does. It becomes I suppose it does become hell for leather type thing, you know. They're all at it. They're all going together. Somebody who's fancies somebody all night, now is their chance to engage. And at that point in time, she's so horned up, she'll say, like, let's go for it, you know. A lot of things, a lot of the taboos are gone. They're really gone at this stage, you know.
Yeah.
But it is like it's an orgy in every sense of the word. I'll put it to you in a nutshell, and this only happened the other night. I'd be talking about, not about what goes on, but sometimes when I defend the people who go to it, she gets a bit annoyed. She can't defend them.
Yeah.
You know, she said they're all sex mad.
Yeah.
I said, well, yeah, they're highly sexed. There is such a thing as sex addiction, and some of them are addicted to sex. There's no problem, no question about that.
Yeah.
But I said, at the end of the day, I said, but a lot of them are just people who really enjoy themselves, have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
You know, what's wrong with that? And she goes, well, would you like your daughters to be at one of these parties?
Yes.
I said, no. So I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
the hypocrisy of it, you know.
Well, no, it's honest. It's great.